In a small, forgotten town in America where dreams were abandoned before they even began, lived a young man named John. He had nothing, no money, no connections, not even a single believer in his dreams. His friends laughed at him. His own family called him foolish. "You will never make it," they said. But John refused to listen. He had a fire inside him, a fire that no storm could extinguish. This is his story, a story of struggle, of failure, of pain, but above all, a story of never giving up. John was born into poverty, raised in a neighborhood where success was a distant illusion. His father worked long hours at a factory, barely making ends meet, while his mother took care of John and his two younger siblings every day. He watched his parents struggle, and deep inside he vowed one day, "I will change this." But the world did not make it easy for him. By the time John turned 25, he had tried and failed at multiple businesses. His ideas were laughed at. His so-called friends mocked him, saying, "John, stop dreaming. Get a real job like the rest of us." He worked day and night reading books in the dim light of his small apartment, trying to learn everything he could about success, but without money, without guidance, and without anyone believing in him. Every day felt like an uphill battle. One cold evening, as John sat alone on a park bench, lost in his thoughts, an old man approached him. The man, wrapped in a worn-out coat, sat beside him and said,
"Son, you look like a man on the edge of giving up."
John sighed. "I've tried everything. Nothing works. I have no money, no support. Everyone thinks I'm a joke." The old man chuckled.
"Do you think the greatest men in history had it easy? Do you think they had all the answers? No, my boy. They had struggles worse than yours. But they never gave up. Success is not about having resources. It's about resourcefulness."
John listened carefully as the old man shared wisdom that would change his life forever.
Every failure is a lesson. Every setback is a setup for a comeback. The only real failure is giving up.
For the first time in his life, John saw things differently. He stopped looking at what he didn't have and started using. What he did have: his determination, his hunger, his unwavering belief in himself. He worked harder than ever. He started small, using free resources, networking, learning from failures rather than fearing them. Every rejection, every closed door only fueled him. More years passed, and the same people who once mocked him now looked up to him. John built a business empire from nothing. He became a symbol of resilience, proving that success is not about where you start, it's about where you refuse to stop one day. A young, struggling man approached John, much like John had once met the old man years ago. The young man asked, "How did you do it? How did you keep going when everything was against you?" John smiled and said, "Because I never gave up, and neither should you."